Hello and welcome into WCSN's coverage of ASU baseball. I'm Allyson Cummings, joined here with our baseball expert, Garcia. And now the season will be starting this upcoming weekend. Huge storylines, first being the catcher. They lost their senior catcher, Max Rossiter, last year. Do you see that affecting the team at all?
Well, last year was a huge luxury for ASU to pencil in Max Rossiter every single day into the starting lineup. Extremely consistent, especially on the defensive side of the plate. Only allowed 2 passed balls all year. Caught Ryan Kellogg's no-hitter at Oregon State. So normally I would say that, yes, they're going to miss him, but looking at the lineup they have intact, they have RJ Ybarra, a sophomore who's returning this year. He'll be doing a lot of the catching, but they'll also be using Nate Cossey. Coach Esme said he's going to use this 2-catcher system. I think it's probably going to work down the stretch.
And you mentioned the consistency of having Rossiter last year. I mean, consistency is huge, especially with a pitcher like Kellogg. I agree completely, but now let's focus more on the dual catching system that's going to happen. I mean, you have 2 kind of different players, but they both work incredibly hard. I mean, Nate Cossey coming off of Tommy John surgery. So how do you see that working out?
I think RJ Ybarra is going to have a huge year. You know, last year as a freshman, he ranked top 3 in the team in batting average and in slugging percentage. This year, he's improved his defensive abilities, blocking balls, and his pop times improved, so definitely an advantage there. But like you said, having this other complement as a catcher in Nate Cossey, it's going to be huge down the stretch. You know, catchers wear down as the course of the season progresses with little injuries like foul balls hitting off them, the heat wearing all the catcher's gear. So I think this 2-catcher system that Coach S may have is really going to pay off down the stretch.
And you can't really go wrong with that. I mean, Nate Cossey probably will start, DH first base coming off of that surgery. And you mentioned the heat. I mean, it's Arizona. Realistically, that's a lot to bear. I mean, it gets up to like 100 here. But now focusing more on this weekend, it's the first series against Baylor. What do you expect from that?
Looking at this Baylor Bears lineup, they have 6 returning starting position players, 9 returning pitchers. 2 of those guys I want to look at. Dylan Newman, a 6-foot right-handed pitcher. He's already been drafted in the 2010 draft and 2012. I think Arizona State will see him at least one of the games over the weekend. And then looking at the second baseman in Lawton Langford. He's a 5'10", 165-pound second baseman, extremely scrappy, very Dustin Pedroia-like. I just love guys like that, considering I'm so short, but that's besides the point. Like I said, though, they have a lot of returning starters, but experts are predicting them to finish 6th in the Big 12. Only the second time in 16 years that they've predicted to finish so low. So I think it'll be a good test for ASU early on, but definitely not their toughest throughout the season.
Well, scrappy second basemen coming home to Arizona State will reflect Dustin Pedroia, kind of coming home here to Sun Devil country, but we'll see what happens. Definitely a good series, I would say, opening up against Baylor, but it should be good. Make sure you stay tuned, but that'll do it for this week. For Garcia, I'm Allyson Cummings. Thanks for watching.